Lightly taking the palms of the hands together, lifting the chest, gently close the eyes. We'll begin with an Om. So exhale to coordinate the breath. Take an inhale. Om. And then gradually opening the eyes, placing the hands to the floor. So taking care of the knees, sliding the hands forward, and we're gently going to roll forward over the feet onto the knees and stepping the feet back into downward facing dog pose. So stretching out a little through the legs, the shoulders, relax the neck. And then we'll bend the right knee. And raising the right leg, stretching out through the heel. And again bending the knee, point the toes, and gently roll the right hip up and over the left hip as you look up towards the ceiling, under the right arm, stretching down through the left heel. Then bringing the right knee in behind the right hand with the right foot to the left side of the mat. Left knee to the floor, stretch out away through the left leg. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, lifting the chest, inhale, gentle back bend. And then as we exhale, starting to walk the hands forward, relaxing the forehead towards or eventually onto the floor. Nice gentle stretch through the right hip. Great for opening tight hips, stretching out through the sciatic nerve. Just relaxing. Staying connected with the breath. And to release. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, walking the hands back in, taking the left toes under, stepping back into down dog. So down dog, great for stretching the legs, shoulders, and also strengthening for the shoulders. Nice inversion with the head lower than the heart. And we'll do the other side now by bending the left knee, raising the left leg, push out through the heel, right heel down, and then bending the left knee, point through the toes, gently roll the left hip above the right hip as we look up at the ceiling under the left arm. Good, and then bend the left knee in towards the left hand with the left foot to the right side, right knee to the floor, stretch out the toes, stretch away, gentle back bend now, be careful with the back as we inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, folding forward. Eventually forehead to the floor, two hips equal distance to the floor. Working on one of the largest joints and muscles of the body around the hip. The one-legged king pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Very calming, very quietening for the mind by having the forehead resting on the floor. To release, inhale, looking forward, exhale, hands back, right toes under into down dog. Again, take a few moments here, enjoying the inverted effect of having the head lower than the heart. And then we'll bring the right foot forward beside the right thumb. So big step with the right foot, left knee to the floor. Lift and open the chest. Perhaps stay here if you prefer. Or on an exhalation, folding forward once more. A little stronger stretch there for the right hip. Keeping the right knee as much as possible above the right heel. Relaxing the shoulders. Inhale to come up, and then as we exhale, bring the left foot to meet the right. Preparing for Uttanasana, open inhale, exhale, folding forward, holding onto the elbows behind the legs, keeping the neck soft, gradually working towards straight arms, straight legs, not arms, but sliding the arms down behind the legs. Uttanasana, taking care of the lower back here. Nice hamstring stretch. So to release, hands to the floor as we bend the knees, half lift, look forward. Exhale, big step with the right foot back, right knee to the floor. Keep the left knee above the heel. Open the chest, inhale, stay here if you prefer, or exhale, coming forward, left shoulder in front of the knee, forehead towards or onto the floor. Again, quietening for the mind if the forehead comes to the floor. And then to release, inhale, looking forward once more. Exhale, taking the left foot back to meet the right, toes pointing away, buttocks to the heels. Extended child pose. Child pose, coming up onto the hands and knees, staying there if you are pregnant or had a sore shoulder, or bending the elbows and sliding through into the cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Nice gentle back bend, take care with the back and the neck. Good, and then from there we'll push back up onto the hands and knees. And with the hips above the knees, bring the hands back in below the shoulders, preparing for Biddalasana, the cat-cow pose. So begin to lift the buttocks, inhale, looking forward, the cow variation, and then exhale, chin to chest, buttocks under, lift the chest towards the ceiling, mobilizing the spine. Inhale, buttocks up, looking forward or up. And this time as we exhale, taking the right knee to the forehead. Inhale, right leg back and up, looking forward or up. Exhale, right knee to the side, forehead around towards the knee. Inhale, looking forward or up, right leg up. Exhale, under to the forehead. And then right knee to floor, lift the buttocks, inhale, looking up. Exhale, left knee to the forehead. Inhale, looking up, left leg back and up. Exhale to the side, forehead towards the knee. Keep the right arm straight. Inhale, looking up, left leg up. Exhale, under to the forehead. And then taking the left leg behind, come onto the left toes, just breathing normally. Slide the right knee towards the center of the mat. Right foot to the left, and then left knee behind the right. Left foot to the right side, sitting down in between the heels. Just aligning as much as we can the heels to the buttocks for Gomukhasana, the cow face pose. Again, a lovely hip opening posture and also a meditation pose. From here, we'll come into a spinal twist by placing the right fingers onto the floor behind, left arm over the right thigh, lifting, inhale. Exhale, turning. Massaging the spine, the abdominal organs. To release. Inhale, looking forward. And as you exhale, taking the right arm under the left arm, placing the right fingers onto the left palm into Garudasana arms. Nice shoulder stretch. Stay sitting up. Or again, if it's comfortable, we can start to come forward, taking the elbows over the knees, eventually elbows to the floor. Keep the buttocks on the floor. Little finger towards the floor, chin over the knee. Release the neck. Quite a strong posture. Just staying here for a while. Keep that connection with the breath. And then to release, come up on the inhalation, stretch out the arms. Exhale, taking the fingers onto the floor behind so we can lean back onto the hands, uncross and recross the legs the opposite way. Coming into Gomukhasana, the cow face pose with the opposite leg on top. Hands to the knee, finding our center. And then we'll place the left fingers onto the floor behind. Take the right arm over the left thigh, inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning, looking over the left shoulder. Again, just being aware of the midriff. Keeping that lift of the chest, massaging all of those abdominal organs. Then to release, taking the left arm under the right, placing the left fingers to the right palm. Relax the shoulders as we stretch up through the fingers, staying here. Or on an exhalation, we can come forward again with the elbows coming over the knees and eventually elbows towards the floor. Little finger towards the floor, release the neck, chin over the knee. Nice strong stretch for the hips, the shoulders. Quite a calming, introverted posture, preparing us for meditation. And to release, inhale, coming up, stretch out the arms. So exhale, hands to the floor behind, leaning back, uncross the legs. And from there, we'll balance on the buttocks, holding on to the legs. So if you want a gentle practice, if you had a sore back, menstruating or pregnant, just staying in this variation. Or coming into the next stage of Paripurna Navasana, the complete boat pose, with the chest lifting, stretching through the arms, or even taking the feet to knee height, or eventually, if it's comfortable for the lower back, you could straighten the legs. Straighten the legs as you point through the toes, point through the fingers, lifting tall through the chest, keeping the breath calm, soft through the nose. Holding, lifting chest, relax the facial muscles. Good, and coming back, resting for a few moments as we take hold of the big toes with the first two fingers, and then a hamstring stretch. So balancing, using the core to keep our balance. If the legs are straight, bend the elbows to the knees, hamstring stretch. Good, and then from there, we're going to take the legs out wide apart. Again, if the legs are straight, try bending the elbows to the knees, hamstrings and inner adductors. And then coming into the floating Baddha, so bending the knees, interlock the fingers around the feet, taking the feet up nice and high. And challenge ourselves, see if it's possible to touch the third eye with the big toes. Good, and just gently releasing the feet to the floor. Take a few moments as we open the feet. Nice little healthy stretch for the ankles. In open feet, Baddha Konasana, knees towards the floor. Good, just stretching the legs out in front. And we're going to come into a seated position, whatever's comfortable for you. I'm going to come into the Padmasana, lotus posture. But if you would prefer, you could just come into Sukhasana, just easy cross-leg. You might even like to elevate the buttocks, sit the buttocks higher than the feet, if you have the feet on the floor, so as to keep that neutral curvature of the spine. And resting the back of the hands towards the knees. For Nadi Shodhan, we're taking the thumb and third finger to the nose with the first two fingers folded into the base of the thumb. And then we'll exhale, relax, take a normal inhale, gently closing the left nostril, exhale from the right. Practice begins now. Inhale right, open left, close right, exhale left. Then inhale left, open right, close left, exhale right. Second cycle, in right, change, out left, pause, in left, change, out right. And then just continue in your own time, in through the right, out through the left, in through the left, out through the right. So Nadi Shodhan is good for the cleansing of the subtle energy channels known as the nadis. It helps to balance left and right side. But if you do start to feel any tightness across the chest, any hardness behind the forehead, just discontinue the practice, and possibly you might need to lie down and relax. This practice can't be done if the nose was blocked. You could just sit and visualize the practice instead. Ideally practiced for 3 to 5 minutes per day. Nice to do after our asana practice and helps to lead us into our meditation. So finishing on the exhalation from the right nostril, taking the right hand to the right knee. Keeping the chest lifted, we're going into our meditation now. Again, something that's good to do for some 5 to 10 minutes per day. After our asana practice and our pranayama practice. Keeping the mind focused on the breath. So keeping the mind focused on the breath, using the breath as an anchor, so that if our mind begins to wander, just bring its focus back again to the breath. Possibly the sensation of the inhalation, that coolness of the breath on the back of the throat. And the exhalation, being aware of the movement of the breath on the top lip. Just allowing the mind to gradually become more and more quiet, more and more still. And just for the next little while, remaining quiet, letting go of thoughts as they arise, just letting them go.